In a world wrapped in filters and trends, a new force rises, not polished, not plastic, but real, raw, and relentless. This is the revolution of ink and iron. A rebellion where scars, tattoos, and sweat aren't imperfections, they're the identity of the self-made. This is where muscle meets meaning, where grit becomes gospel, where iron isn't just lifted, it's lived. You see them everywhere now, the ones with inked skin and forged physiques. They don't chase aesthetics, they build truth. Every tattoo tells a story. Every rep echoes defiance. Every drop of sweat is a declaration. I will not conform. Because this isn't about fitting into boxes. It's about breaking every one of them. The marked physique doesn't need approval. It doesn't wait for permission. It doesn't live by the standards of polished perfection. It rises through discipline, through pain, through countless unseen battles that carve the body and etch the spirit. Because in the ink, there's a history. And in the iron, there's healing. They train in silence while the world scrolls past. They lift in solitude while others seek applause. Not because they don't deserve recognition, but because they've learned the truth. The real work is done in the shadows. It's forged in consistency, hammered by hardship, and cooled in the stillness of sacrifice. Ink and iron isn't a style. It's not an aesthetic. It's a mindset. It's what happens when your pain finds purpose. When the things that once broke you become the things that build you. When you stop apologizing for who you are and start weaponizing your truth. Because every tattoo has a tale. Every lift a lesson. Every scar a signature. And together they form something unbreakable. A physique that's not only strong, but authentic. This is strength without a mask. Fitness without filters. Let them stare. Let them judge. Let them misunderstand. You were never meant to be understood by the average. You were born to be felt by the real. You train not to impress, but to evolve. Not to escape who you were, but to unleash who you are. You don't run from your darkness, you lift it. Rep by rep, set by set. You are your own sculptor. Your own story. Your own revolution. This path isn't easy. It's not supposed to be. Transformation is violent. Growth is loud in the soul and quiet on the surface. But the reward? It's more than muscle. It's ownership. Confidence. Power that no one can take. Ink and iron is for the ones who build in silence. Who walk into the gym like it's a battleground. Who don't care if you get it, because they live it. This movement belongs to the misunderstood. The misfit. The marked. You don't need validation. You are your own proof. And you don't need applause when you've earned respect. Your tattoos, your muscles, your mindset, they all tell one truth: you refuse to be average. So this is your call. To rise with your ink. To train with your iron. To stop hiding and start owning. Because this isn't just fitness. This is your rebellion. This is your rawness. This is ink and iron. This is where your silence becomes a roar. Where your discipline becomes your armor. Where your identity isn't handed to you. It's earned through every ounce of resistance, every painful push, every moment you choose not to quit. The world wants to define strength by symmetry, by numbers, by the approval of the masses. But you define strength by truth. By scars turned into symbols. By pain turned into purpose. Ink and iron is not just a phase, it's a revolution of self. It's about showing up when no one's watching. It's about rising again when the weight of life says stay down. It's about looking in the mirror and finally recognizing the warrior within. You've carved your story into your flesh. You've lifted your soul out of the dirt. And now, you walk as a living testament to what it means to own every inch of who you are. No masks. No apologies. Just raw, relentless truth. You are ink and iron. You are the storm in stillness. You are the voice in the silence. You are the fire in the forge. So walk with pride. Train with purpose. And let the world feel your truth, in every rep, every drop of sweat, every beat of your marked heart. This is your legacy. This is your identity. This is ink and iron, the rebellion of the marked physique, This is ink and iron. Not a slogan. Not a brand. But a revolution that pulses beneath the skin, forged in fire and inked into the soul. It's the rebellion of the marked physique, an uprising that doesn't ask for permission. It's the final stand against imitation, against filters, against anything that dares to cover your truth. When you wear your scars like medals and your tattoos like scripture, you're no longer part of the crowd, you're the spark that ignites a movement. You aren't chasing perfection, you're commanding respect. Ink and iron isn't a look, it's a lifestyle. A raw, ruthless, relentless mindset that says, I'll build my strength my way. The marked physique is more than muscle. It's the silent warrior walking into the gym with fire behind the eyes. It's the story etched in symbols that only the brave can read. Every drop of sweat, every ounce of pain, it becomes legacy. This is physical rebellion. Personal revolution. You don't need to fit in. You were born to stand out. You don't follow trends. You forge trails. Ink and iron doesn't whisper. It roars. And when the world questions your strength, you lift. You grow. You evolve, again and again. This rebellion lives in the ones who've been doubted, silenced, overlooked. The ones who turned pain into purpose. Who carved their truth into muscle. Who turned iron into identity. This is where authenticity lives, not in approval, but in action.